12,300 kilometers in 50-something days. It's been a wild ride.
We're Tia and Cheveyo, and we have a YouTube channel, and we've been traveling the world for the last 3 years, and specifically we've been in Australia for the last 2 months now.
Last time we got stopped at Fitzroy Crossing, it had flooded. We couldn't complete the big lap. You got in contact with us and we said we have to go back. So here we are. So Blueberry was a 2005 Mazda 3. She had over 200K on her, but I had experience with Mazdas previously and I know they're really good cars. So we bought her and we drove her from Perth across the Nullarbor down the bottom, up through Brisbane, and then almost made it across the top. She was a great little car. She just needed, I think in the 5 months, she just needed an oil change the entire time. It was pretty dang good for an old car. Yeah.
We were kind of stuck to just the paved roads in our Mazda 3, and then with Luna, so much of Australia was opened up and we could go off-road, we did water crossings, and we saw a side of Australia that we had no idea existed.
Yeah, there's entire national parks in Australia that you can't access without having four-wheel drive, so we saw a ton of stuff with Luna that we wouldn't have been able to otherwise.
We went to the Bungle Bungles, and it was my first time really ever off-roading any kind of vehicle. I got to drive through a water crossing, and it was so wild, and I had like kind of a little adrenaline rush, and I wanted to go back and do it again. We had so much footage of me just laughing the entire time. And Cheveyo, he had to try to keep the camera on me, but he was just bouncing, you know, all around. So you did a really good job trying to capture that moment.
I mean, invincible. She did everything that we threw at her, no problem. She did great, yeah.
So amazing, and I felt so safe and secure as a driver and as a passenger, and I knew that all the roads that we took her down, that we'd be able to get back out again, and that's such a great feeling. Just anytime we say goodbye to a vehicle, we get really kind of sad, because I think over time you definitely personify your vehicle.
They really do become like a friend or a character in your life. She has a whole personality in my head. And yeah, we'll definitely miss her. She's like a friend that has your back, right? Like you just feel like you can depend on her, and it really opens up the way that you view traveling in the outback, I think, or at least it did for me.
And she has like this quiet confidence. She's very quiet and calm and cool and collected. I guess she's kind of like you. She's like the female car version of you.
The female car version.
I think for me, it feels like the final chapter of a really great adventure that we've been on, because Blueberry took us so far, and I felt like when we were driving her, we had so many people cheering for us. And the moment where we had to turn back was a moment that I'm gonna remember forever, because it felt like one of the first times we were able to complete what we set out to do. And now that we're back and we can finish it in this Mazda 3, I feel like we're gonna have the perfect ending to our big lap story in Australia.
I'm excited to just see how much the Mazda 3 has evolved in 20 years. It's a long time.
That is a long time.
So I'm just excited to get inside it and check it out. Yeah. You really just don't need as many material things as you think you do. And it's very freeing, I think.
I think so.
Yeah.